So this is a video on how to take the Raspberry Pi out of the case and put it back in. So currently have the Raspberry Pi inside the case. The front of it is where you see the Raspberry Pi. The back have these little feet on it. So we're going to start by popping off the front by just pinching and pulling, and that will reveal the inside of the Raspberry Pi. From here, what we're going to do is we are going to start on the Ethernet port over here. So the way that I like to start is you turn it to the side that has the blue USB 3.0 ports and the Ethernet port over here, and I'm going to take my right thumb and I'm going to put it on the right side of the Ethernet port and my left thumb on the left side over here, and then I'm going to, with both hands, pull the opposite direction. So this thumb pushes out that way, this thumb pushes out that way, and I'm just going to push, not too hard, I'm not trying to force it out, just I loosened it a little bit over here. Then after loosening it, I'm going to move down and I'm going to pull with opposite force down here, and sometimes it just comes off. But if it just loosens like this, the third and final step to getting it off is once it's loose but not completely released, I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to place it on top of this processor over here with the Raspberry Pi, and my right thumb is going to go there, and with my left hand I'm going to be pushing down with my right, and I'm going to be pulling up on the case with my left hand. So I'm going to place it flat on the table. I'm going to have my thumb right here pushing down, and also on this side right here with this finger I'm pulling up, and I'm pulling up, and it detaches over here. And I now have access to the Raspberry Pi itself over here. I can now just gently wiggle it out over here. I might have to push it, like make it flat and flush, and then I can push down to remove it, and I have the Raspberry Pi out. Now you'll notice that I have the SD card in here. This is easiest to take out. Raspberry Pi out, it's easy to remove the SD card over here, and I can also place it back in with the little metal part over here facing down towards the green board, which will then allow that to slide into place like so. Now to put the case back on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start having the Raspberry Pi face up like this, and I'm going to get the back of the case over here. So if you take the Raspberry Pi, you're going to notice that there is the slot for that SD card over here, this SD card that's able to fit through this. So you're going to line up your Raspberry Pi with that slot, and what you're going to do is you're going to angle this, and you're going to angle the card so that if I show this angle, I'm going to angle it down like this so that it hooks underneath these black little parts, and then it plops perfectly down into place over here. So it does have to go underneath those black shoulders over here. And that's also going to make it so that you can see that the card is able to fit through that little card reader slot over here. If I do that incorrectly and I just place it right there and I try and push down, you'll notice that it's not flush over here and that card is not through the slots. So again, you're going to angle it down and then put it down. Then you're going to take the other part of the case over here, and you're going to line up where you have these three ports over here. You're going to line those up, and you're going to gently connect it. And then these are not going to be fully flush, but our goal is to, on one side, gently push down, and then on this side, gently push down, and you can snap it into place. And then finally, you can take the top case over here, and that lines up over here with those two parts, and you can put that back together, and your Raspberry Pi has been taken apart and put back together. Now this is going to take a bit of practice, so I would recommend that you guys practice doing so.